Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The host of the Mindless Midnight Show would like to welcome you to their latest episode full of late-night humor as we explore just about anything with our very special guest. Without further ado, here are your hosts, Nick and Josh. Warning, some of the contents of this podcast may be found offensive. This podcast is not for the weak, lack of experience, and common sense, including children, unless they have been given permission.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Mindless Midnight Show. And we have a special guest today. Her name is Jonna, and she is here to hang out with us for a little bit. How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
It is awesome to have you here.
Yes, it is.
So for those of you who are listening and don't know who Jonna is, Jonna, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a psychic medium, and I have been working professionally for about 20 years. I have been traveling around in the last 12 years or so doing like audience events where I stand in front of an audience and bring people on stage and give a message from the other side, so to speak. During COVID, it has been impossible to do that.
Yeah.
Imagine.
So I have on my Facebook page, I'm doing virtual events like that. So
wow.
So that we just had a happy hour. So I hope you don't mind that I just did a little bit of a happy hour treat.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Hey, we all do tend to drink while we record these, so it's totally cool. That's awesome.
I kind of figured you guys were cool with it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight before I came on your show.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, our show is. We can get as crazy as we want. It doesn't matter. There's no, it doesn't matter. It's all good. That is really cool. So you can do it virtually too. That's amazing. Because I don't know how it works. I'm a mindless idiot, and I don't know. So I'm so excited you're here. We can talk about it and maybe make me a little more smart.
Oh, that's okay. I've been doing radio for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Over 20 years. I used to go in studio and local stations and take my baby. I took my daughter who's 22. She was in diapers the first time I did radio.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow.
So you'll really be able to tell how terrible we are.
No, the DJs always worry about me because they know how I am and they're like, you can't swear on the air. And I'm like, I won't fucking swear. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. All right, get ready for the dump button because I don't know what's going to happen. That's cool. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So were you born and raised in Wisconsin?
I'm on the Illinois state line. So I am right on that line of Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was born and raised here for sure. I've never left. I've stuck around.
A true cheesehead.
Yeah, that's awesome. So was there ever reasons to go to Illinois? Any reason?
Yeah. I mean, it's 5 minutes away. So
Right.
my son lives in Illinois. I'm in Illinois all the time. And pot's legal there now?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
a dispensary 5 minutes away from me.
Wow, man, that is. I never thought about the people that are on the borders of those states, but they pretty much
That's the way to go.
Let's go. Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, Illinois' got a big border.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, yeah, Texas really needs to get its shit together with that. I mean, come on. But, they probably won't.
Texas is coming around little by little.
Little by little.
The last time I was in Texas was 1982, probably before you were born.
Yep.
And I was in a dry county.
Oh,
where
no.
I could not drink.
Oh,
I couldn't live in a place like that. I heard that those existed when I was 21, and I was like, "Wow, who wants to live there?"
No.
I was in Kentucky a couple years ago, and I was in a dry county.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, right?
So do you have to do some illegal bootlegging? You got to make your own moonshine and
Yeah.
Well, it's Kentucky, so I imagine they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure.
Actually, in Kentucky, they make more meth than moonshine, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, everyone likes to party differently.
Yeah, no kidding. Wonderful. So as far as being a medium, how did it start? Like,
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a big dramatic story. I was obsessed with this, always obsessed with it. I was a hairdresser. I could always feel energy, like an empath kind of feels energy from other people.
Mhm.
And then I went through a horrible experience with losing a child and going through a deep, 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 horrible grief and coming out the other side in a spiritual awakening.
wow.
And in the spiritual awakening, all of a sudden I was picking stuff up.
Wow.
Wow.
That's insane.
So,
And
yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I am too.
1995, and I've come to terms, and it wouldn't
Sure.
have put me where I am. And I believe that sometimes you just have to go through certain things. And my goal was always to help others.
Wow.
And so I just knew I couldn't come out of grief until I was able to help other people.
Well, and it's to the point now to where you're helping people in ways that they never thought ever like they could, like that's incredible. So especially that being something that was your goal before, I want to help people however I can. And then you experienced trauma in a terrible way, but then you come out of it and you're able to do that in ways that not many people can. Like that's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
I have been so blessed, and I took this little hobby that went insane. And when I tell you I ended up on the radio, it was literally like within a year of starting to do readings. They put me on the radio. I had to come into my little boutique, and she's like, "What are you doing back there in that little back room?" And I'm like, "Well, I do readings when it's slow and I see clients here." And she's like, "Well, I would like to be next." And sat her down at my desk and did a reading, and she says, "I want to put you on the radio tomorrow night."
What?
Wow. Oh, yeah. And then that's probably a whole mind-blowing experience getting brought into something that's so large like that. I mean,
it was incredible.
Wow.
I mean, I started on a little local station a town over, and a couple of years ago, I did an interview with Jenny Hutt on Sirius Radio. So, so it was really cool.
So what were your emotions when you realized you had this ability, this gift?
It's really euphoric. I can't even explain, like, just to be able to help people and do what I do and make money. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a business person. So the money.
Absolutely.
Like,
Sure.
yeah, it was like, oh, this is validating.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was just really cool to be able to transform people from their grief into something where they're okay.
Wow. It's almost like certain people are selected somehow via universe or something, because even before you went through what you went through, you said you were experiencing like energies from certain people just that you couldn't really explain. It's almost like you were predestined for this to happen somehow. And that's amazing.
Well, when you don't understand that you're an empath, you just feel like you're crazy, because you'll be around somebody and you pick up their crap, and then you're around somebody else and you pick up their crap, and it's just like mood shifts and craziness.
Oh God, yeah.
You don't know how to ground yourself and control it at that point, and you just feel like,
I wonder how many people out there have this and they just don't know, and they think that they're maybe they're taking medications and stuff to try to cope, but really if they accepted it, maybe they would be into some grander like spiritual awakening essentially.
Absolutely.
That's interesting to think about, And
I teach this too. I actually have a Facebook group where I teach and get people to the point where they can do a little bit of readings and have some.
Wow, that's amazing.
Really?
So there is a way
Sign me
to
up.
job, right? So
life-changing for sure.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it puts literally everything you've ever known into perspective as far as what is possible and what, basically almost anything is at that point when you get to that,
Well, I took a little hobby that I thought I could never really make this into a business because I have no write-offs and I have no exemptions. And like, how do I make the hobby into a business? And when I did make it into a business, it was amazing because all of a sudden I was doing audiences of 50 and 100 people. And
wow.
It was really incredible.
That's intimidating for me.
Yeah, right. Me too. like with me and Josh, you know, we've got listeners and stuff, but it's like whenever we're doing the show, we don't see everybody, so we're just jib-jabbing and doing our crap. But to be in front of all those people and you don't know what they're thinking, essentially, that, you know, they might think terrible things about what you're doing or whatever, and it's like, to be able to just do it regardless is awesome. And not a lot of people could do that. Even with that type of gift, you still have to have the presence to be able to do it, you know? And this
is not a profession that if you need approval, because you don't get approval from everybody.
Oh,
so
sure.
If you need those pats on the back and that kind of approval, you're not going to make it doing this.
Correct.
Totally makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah.
One thing I want to ask, is it something that you can like turn on and off, or is it something that's just always there?
Absolutely. I have, like, before I read for a client, I ground myself. I open up my energy to them. I open up their energy. But if I'm out having a drink or having dinner and somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you're the lady who does readings." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm drinking right now." So
Yeah.
No thanks.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can stop myself from opening up to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And I've heard this before, years ago, over a decade ago. I'm 30. And so when I was like 17, I had heard that mediums can, if somebody meets you and they're toxic, it can automatically make you feel terrible, I guess would be the way, or if they, you know.
Isn't that what an empath is? Like they feel to someone.
Okay, yeah.
I think an empath can feel like toxic energy, I think.
Wow.
You know, have you ever walked into a house? Like, have you bought a house ever? Have you like looked at
I have not.
Okay.
Soon.
When you do, we'll get to that.
Right?
When you do, and when you start walking through houses have that same, like, you'll feel energy in one house to another. And that's when you know, we bought our first house and I was like, oh my God, every house has a different feeling. And
wow.
It's very easy to pick up on because you're surrounded by that energy.
That sounds like a really good way to train into this. Like, that's a good, like, maybe first step, really. I mean, I would say first maybe like meditation and grounding yourself and stuff, but then going to different locations and just being able to feel the area. That sounds like good training.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That is
for
cool.
sure. Yeah.
So like in your terms or definition, how would you define a medium?
Well, I connect to people who've crossed over, but I also read cards and can tell you a little bit about the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
why I said we'll get into the house thing in a minute.
It's amazing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nick, she already knows your future. She knows what house you're about to buy.
Oh, yeah. Turns out it was a murder house. No. God, okay.
So what does it mean to you to be a medium, aside from like being that person that can really bring some peace of mind to other people? Like, to you personally, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the best way I can word it.
I mean, it was never a choice. It was never a choice.
Right.
Once I kind of opened it up to it, it was so, I don't know, just a life-changing kind of thing that it was a path I started walking down and I couldn't turn around. And so I meet other mediums and they're like, yeah, I had to quit doing readings. And I'm like, oh my God, like I would never quit doing readings. Like it's,
right.
I can't, I'll be 88 years old and in the nursing home with dementia and still trying to sure. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like I would too with that, because being able to do that is definitely not common, you know. So why try to give it up? I feel like it would be impossible to give it up.
Is that your phone again? Every time I do a podcast, the old man's phone goes off with some alert.
That's okay. I've been getting a lot of those alerts today as well. I heard what it was, but yeah, it's all good. No problem.
Ever does it though, ever. And then the minute I'm like, on a Zoom, his phone losing its shit.
It's the universe telling you that like the show that you're on isn't really that exciting or great. No, I just
I have had more fun with like the male-based shows like this.
Sure.
You guys, I've had more fun with just like hanging out with the guys. Like it's been really fun.
I mean, I feel like we don't take ourselves seriously. And I'm not saying that the women do, obviously, of course not. But I'm saying that I guess we just don't.
I mean, this guy has the same shirt on almost every episode. We just don't care what happens.
I do. I wear the same shirt every single time we record. I just think it's hilarious.
So I do a lot of Facebook Live, and I have to really watch myself with that because, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wear that shirt. I just wore that last. I get it.
Yeah, we don't care. I mean, we just shoot the shit always.
People will either listen and laugh, or they won't, and then they won't know how great it is to laugh.
Yeah, so, it's not a loss on our end.
Right?
And I'm not your typical medium who runs around going, namaste. Like, I'm the medium who swears, who drinks, who has fun, who doesn't.
Hell yeah.
I don't take myself that seriously, honestly. Like, I have a really fun profession.
Honestly,
I think you have a fun profession. It sounds fun.
It does. It does. And I feel like that's like, that makes you more genuine because you know what it is. You know what you're already set. You got it. You're down. You can do it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going with it. That's perfect. You just fuck it. I'll do what I want, and this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do this. And if you don't like it, well, that's you. I mean,
and you attract who you're supposed to attract. Just like you guys with your show, you're going to attract the audience you're supposed to attract.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
hopefully.
People that are just flooding the comments with, you guys suck. No.
I mean, I would think with Josh living in Florida, there would be so much fun news stories to talk about in Florida.
I mean, any day of the week, I can pull up a Florida story for sure.
Anywhere in Florida is got something to talk about.
It's insane. I don't know what y'all are doing in Florida, Josh, but man.
It's something in the water or maybe the air.
Well, it is. It's because Florida has healing energies. It truly, like whenever you go to Florida, you feel good.
Really?
Like,
But see, I've lived here almost all my life, and I've always felt pretty terrible.
You hate it there.
I hate it here.
Where do you live in Florida?
Orlando, the heart of tourist town.
Orlando, the energy sucks ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is the worst armpit of Florida. So, but you go down like along the A1A, and you feel good.
Okay.
You'll have to do that eventually.
I know.
Post-COVID.
I gotta try to leave.
The A1A is like my favorite part of Florida. I mean, I love the Gulf Coast, but the A1A, drive down, you have a drink somewhere, and keep driving, sit on the beach. Like, it's just so chill.
I do enjoy going to St. Augustine. Like, that place is very pretty. I like the history there, too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. On the edges of Florida like that, you get the ocean and you get that healing energy. And that's what you just said, is you go there and it's like it feels pretty, it feels nice, and you're calm. So I do believe that Florida attracts people who need that healing energy, but sometimes they don't get healed.
I think like, the tourists, tourists in Orlando have ruined it.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. Orlando makes me crazy because too much energy.
Yeah,
but
no.
Cape Coral, like if I go down to Fort Myers and Cape Coral, like that's so chill. Nobody's on the beaches. Like you're just hanging out by yourself. Whole different energy.
Yeah, I could see that. I wonder what Texas energy.
Yeah, anywhere is better than Orlando, I'd imagine. Like, dude.
Anywhere.
If somebody says let's go to Florida, I'm usually up for it until they say Orlando.
You're like,
don't blame
never
you.
mind. Never mind. Yeah.
But Josh, you should go to Casadega. That's only like an hour away from you, I would think, or 2 hours away.
So funny that you mentioned that because my wife had brought it up to me. So my wife's grandma is a medium or was a medium who I don't know too much about her grandma's side of the story. My wife can actually like see people that she says are dead, obviously, because there's nobody there in my eyes. But she tries to ignore them. She doesn't want to. Yeah, she doesn't want to interact with them though. Like she's nervous about it, so she doesn't. So I don't really know too much about any of it really. But we've talked about going there, and she's very skeptical because she doesn't want. She says she doesn't want to bring bad spirits home. Or have them follow us.
So it's actually a spiritualist camp. So the people who do readings, there are spiritualists, which is what I kind of align myself in that area, but I don't like to call myself anything. But, you know, they believe in God and they believe in white light and they're not doing anything dark and icky. So,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you might run into a gator in the swamp over there, but that's
nothing new to me.
You're gonna get. Right. Most of the readers there are really genuine and kind people.
Yeah,
so,
I hear that a lot of them are very nice. I do also hear though, like a lot of them will like be really like angered by you being there. If like, I guess more so, I think it's like the group of kids that go and try to like have fun with it and they don't really take it too seriously, maybe like give everybody else a bad rep. So when they see younger folk there, they kind of look down on them. So I had never went as a younger person when initially I wanted to go.
No, I mean, when you go, it's like any other spiritualist camp, except yours is year round because you're in Florida.
Yeah.
Up here, they're only open in the warm weather. And, you know, you walk in and you choose your reader and you go sit in their cabin and you get a reading. I am not going to tolerate anybody who's there to like mess with me, you know, when they come get a reading. Yeah. So I would be like, you're 86, pal, out of here.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
So yeah, you as a reader go to other readers just to like kind of troll them a little bit, like, nah, you're wrong.
No, I would never do that. And I don't really get readings anymore that often. It's really hard to feel like I don't feel like I have anything I need to like resolve at this point in my life. So
it's a good place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with whatever happens. My dead people come to me in my dreams. Like, I'm good. So, but I used to love to go get readings, like back in the day before I was doing readings.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, I would be interested, but scary. You know what I mean? Because that's just the thing. The future. And somebody being able to give you like a glimpse. It's like, what if they just see that I die like right away?
So here's the cool thing is when I was like 20, 30 years old, we didn't have social media. All we had was like to go to a psychic fair and sit down with somebody that we didn't know, or we'd hear about somebody. But now with social media, you can watch your reader on Facebook Live.
Wow. That's so crazy to me though. Like, yeah. I don't know. To me, it's because you say it's something that kind of like manifests off energy, and I don't know, like it's crazy to me that you can sense energy from like a video. That's pretty, that's another level.
Taking calls on the radio 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I was trained, honey. So doing video, like, that's easy.
Wow.
So if you could, in like your own way, explain exactly how the ability is for you, like, do you see opaque figures or like into another dimension or something?
That's drama.
Okay.
Well, we're dumbasses. So.
Yeah, we're total idiots.
No, it's not like that at all. When I tune into your energy, I turn on my senses to see, hear, feel, smell, taste, that kind of thing. And so like right now as I'm talking to you, I feel like there's an older gentleman who makes me feel like he had esophageal issues or heartburn issues or something going on right here. It could even be a heart attack. because I get short of breath. So I feel, do you have an uncle that passed?
Are you talking to me or Josh?
Josh.
I don't have an uncle that passed. I have a great grandpa, but I don't really remember his
No,
issues.
this feels like just one generation above you. So I can just feel like the stretch. I know this sounds funny, but I feel like a stretch of one generation. So hang on to that.
Okay.
As I tune into you, it's like I feel things, and then so things will come to me in the way that you get a song stuck in your head. So you know that voice or that ear that you have when you get a song stuck in your head, it's not in your real ear. It's in a different ear. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
So that's how I hear names and I hear certain things I'm supposed to say. And then, okay, you guys are young. So the example I usually give people is, what do you see in your head when I say the Brady Bunch?
Black and white TVs.
I was going to say all the squares of faces.
That's exactly the response I needed to hear, is the squares.
Yeah.
You saw that in your head.
Yeah.
That's how I see people from the other side, is how you just visualize those squares.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a little crazy. So
yeah, it does.
Do you see them like, this was a listener's question, by the way. Do you see them as they were when they had passed away, or as they want to be seen?
Sometimes as they want to be seen, and sometimes how they were when they passed away. It depends on how they're trying to describe something to me. So sometimes they will show me being in a hospital bed, or they will show me like the end of their life stuff so that I understand that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Josh, I got to go back to this. Your dad is still here, correct?
Yeah.
Does he have a very close friend who passed away?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, see, and that's the thing, because it could be somebody that you're not even acquainted with. Like, oh, and here's a question. Like, let's say you're speaking to someone who was adopted, so they didn't know their biological parents. What if their biological parent? So then you're saying things about them that are true, but they don't know that.
Well, that happened on another podcast. I won't say the name of it. But
Okay.
So, actually, now that you mention that, Nick, because I'm not thinking of that, I have a biological dad and a dad. So I don't.
So,
I know
Josh
some people have recently.
To the name Dennis.
Dennis.
Or Dan or Dan.
I do know Dan.
Who is that to you?
That was my uncle's best friend.
And is he passed?
Yeah, he was like an uncle to me.
Okay.
As a young kid.
That's what I'm saying. It was only one generation above you.
Yeah.
Did he have some issues through here? Was there something through here going on with him?
He had passed from a car accident. I don't know if he had any kind of medical issues
prior. I'm
prior.
picking it up like right here too. Maybe there was some crushing or something.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So he comes forward for you as I just am tuning into kind of what's going on with you. And I knew I was hearing like a DN connection or something like that. So it's not always as clear as I'd like it to be, but
Of course.
can't at me until we kind of validate it.
I mean, it's clearer than. I mean,
Yeah, I think my stomach just like went out of my ass. So I was like, oh shit.
Well, yeah. Wow. Yeah, and that was a tricky one too, because she was picking up on stuff and you weren't even divulging all the information, John.
No, not at all.
It's okay. I mean, and it's kind of fun when we kind of go back and forth, because the minute you would start talking, I'd pick up more information from this guy or Josh. So sometimes those interruptions actually are helpful. I know that sounds crazy.
Wow. Well, that makes sense in a way, because all right, I'm actually a plumber also. New construction and remodel plumbing. And so if I'm fighting with something or struggling with something and I leave it and I come back after I go get a break at the van, I come back and then I'm like, boom. So I can understand that working through it like that.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
cool.
almost like the little interruption brings it just boom right to you.
Yes.
I love how you try and bring plumbing into everything.
I don't try, Josh. I do it.
Yeah, the number one man for the number two job.
But plumbing does relate to everything, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah,
does
it
in
could.
a way,
flow relate to everything?
Yeah,
it could. Yeah.
Energy and everything else, it all has to flow. And when
That's
things
true.
are blocked or leaking, there's a problem. That's in
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. See, Josh, it's totally validated. So
Wow, you are just totally blowing his head up right now.
I love you, Jonna.
Yeah. He is gonna go to work tomorrow and be like, so I am spiritually flowing these pipes today. He's gonna
I
love
will.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Too
Have
funny.
you ever felt like threatened by a spirit or felt like you might get hurt some way?
Well, there's a difference between paranormal and spiritual.
Okay.
So what I do is I work in the spiritual and I work in God's arms and I work in the light. But paranormal does exist. And I'll
Sure.
fuck with it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to either.
So
I bought a building. God, when did I buy that building? 2004, 2003, 2002. It was early 2000s. And I was really good friends with a ghost hunter out of Ohio. And I was taking pictures of the building and I sent it to him. And he's like, you got an evil clone in the reflection of that picture.
Oh, God.
Really? And I looked at it and I'm like, no kidding. So I started paying attention and I realized things were moving around and I was hearing noises and there was a lot going on in that building. And my ex-husband at the time, we were still married, and he's like, I feel like something's always watching me when I'm in there late at night working on the apartments up above. And yeah, and I had a little shop downstairs in the store part, and I had a boutique, and hangers would fly across the room. And I had a clock behind me, and it would fly across the room off the wall. And it was this crazy energy. And I would move in like normal people into these apartments, and they would turn into crackheads. And
Oh, my God.
it was so bizarre. Anyway, and I still swear that building like would cause like horrible energy. And I tried to sage and just could not get rid of this energy in this building. And I ended up separating from my ex-husband, moving in upstairs, and we saw shit levitate in that upstairs apartment. That upstairs apartment was where whatever that soul was.
Oh, my God.
In the worst way.
Oh, my God.
I was not meant to keep that building at all.
No, absolutely not. And I do have a question that I want to ask, but we're going to take a very short, quick little break, guys, and then we're going to jump right back in, and I'm going to ask Jonna a question that I think is pretty interesting. So hold on just 1 second, guys.
Be right back.
Oh, goodness, what's going on? Stand back, Mother. We're having a telekinetic battle of men. Enough! Okay, bend over.
Okay, we are back from our break, and I was going to ask Jonna a question, and I was going to start it out by saying you've seen so much crazy stuff as far as levitations and things flying off the walls and things that I've never seen, things that I don't think Josh has ever seen. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about it.
Things I hope I don't ever see.
No, absolutely. Do you think it's the reason why you see these things that not everybody gets to see? Do you think that there's some indication that they, being whatever they is, know that you have what you have and you're almost targeted?
I think I was attracted to that building because of that. Remember when I talked about energy of buildings and things like that?
Yes.
I almost feel like the energy, I do believe that was like an elemental in that building that had a conscious awareness. There was something that was it was very creepy. And I really feel like it tricked me. Like it was like, I'll be good. I'll play nice. I'm going to make you love my building.
Yeah.
And then once I got the building, it got ugly. And it was ugly. There was something really ugly.
So you had mentioned like there's spiritual and then there's paranormal. So spiritual is like the really bad or the really good. And the paranormal is like the really bad scary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, spiritual, I always say, makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Like when you just heard from your uncle's friend or the guy we brought through, it didn't make you feel creeped out. Right?
Yeah, no, just a little whoa.
Yeah.
It's almost like a weird hug you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paranormal is when you get like the chills and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's how I explain the difference, because people want to bring the two of them together and make it all the same, and it's not the same at all.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not. So another question that I have is if somebody was a true piece of shit and they passed away, and they passed away, and you essentially bring them back to in a way, does it go wrong? Like,
Or do people change when they cross over?
They do. That's
Okay.
the thing. Is once they get to the other side, they have to sit through life review. And life review is like watching a movie of your life. And you have to feel everything you made other people feel. So if you made other people feel, you've got to feel it. So you do a lot of changing in that life review of your own soul. And then you become very forgiving. And then you rewrite contracts with the people that you've harmed or hurt so that you are the person who feels that in your next lifetime.
Wow. So Josh, you have a lot of fucking work to do, man. Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty much screwed from here on. I'm not looking forward to that review.
No, and the thing is, knowing about that life review definitely changes how you treat people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I had another question and I lost it. Damn.
Shitty people.
Yeah. Shitty people. What is a shitty person? No, I'm playing. So somebody that does all of these terrible things, and then have you actually you've probably been able to change people like in a day just by speaking with somebody, and then somebody else is there and you're bringing all of this stuff into the light essentially. I bet you've like changed people's personas, you know?
You know, what happens a lot is I will get somebody who was really angry, say, at their father. They've been pissed off at him for years. He's dead. And they come, and of course, he's the first person who wants to come through.
Oh, my God.
And they're like, I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to hear from him. And I'm like, well,
too bad.
You don't have a
to.
choice.
Yeah, you have to hear from him or I won't be able to bring through other people. And he has a purpose and a need to come through. And it helps people come to terms once they understand life review and that he had to sit there and feel everything and that he's aware now of what he
Wow.
You don't really get an apology, but you get a validation of what he did, so to speak.
Sure, yeah. You get, whether you were looking for it or not, you get a sense of that closure.
Yeah, so that's really kind of, you know, I've seen people's whole attitudes change and then a sense of forgiveness come over them for the anger that they felt for so long.
That's crazy.
And then that's going to make their life change. Like, so more people need to know about this. Like, you know, like this, goodness, you know what I mean? Like if this was like some sort of,
I feel like a lot of people are really
I don't wanna
close-minded
say-
about those types of things, though.
right. Absolutely. And there's no reason for that. There really isn't.
It's almost therapeutic. It's almost like therapy when you have those moments.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you probably get regulars that come in and
I don't
I mean,
encourage that because then it's almost like you're helping them with their life.
Right.
Like
You're kind of giving them the pass.
Empowered and stronger, not like Donna.
Like needing to try to.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. So it seems like if there's somebody that passes away and they had a lot left to say to somebody, do you get like reached out by randoms or
No, I don't do randos at all.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, I need the person's permission to read for them.
Right.
into them. I need to ground. I need to protect them and myself. I don't walk through the grocery store and do randos. That's
because that could actually, and I'm just speaking as an idiot, that could maybe possibly bring on something that's more paranormal and harmful.
Yeah.
And it just looks desperate. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's true.
After 20 years of doing this, I'm not going to be like, let's go read randos at the grocery store. Like,
Yeah. That's true. Wow.
Yeah, that I could totally understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it reeks of desperation. It reeks of somebody trying to be like somebody on TV.
Yeah.
Like, we all have our own style, and you have to embrace your own style.
Yeah. Well, and your style comes off as very warm and helpful, and not like grab somebody's arm at the store in the aisle. I need to tell you something. Like,
No.
I mean, not just that too, but like, I mean, honestly, like, I'm sure when people picture a medium, they like think of like the old craggy lady with the crystal ball or something crazy that like TV likes. That TV likes to depict. But I mean, and that's fine. But at least like the person behind it is, you're definitely a real person. You seem genuine like everyone else.
I mean,
Exactly.
I do have a crystal ball on my table, and I do have beaded curtains, and I have a lot of hippie vibey kind of stuff in my studio.
If it works, it works.
It's just more for fun.
I agree.
Kind of a nod and a wink at what people expect to see.
Okay. So,
Right.
so
I also have a
since
tiki bar.
Nice.
And
yeah,
I put a pool table in. So, like,
that's awesome.
yeah.
I know where all the spirits are going to hang out.
Yeah, no kidding. So the crystal ball doesn't have a purpose. It's more of an aesthetic, or is there?
No, it's my son bought it for me for Christmas.
Okay.
It just sits on my table. I don't gaze into it. I don't like, no, it's just because it's really beautiful. And my son bought it for me and I love it. So it's there. But no, I've never used it. And I don't read palms. Like, that's some gypsy shit that I don't do.
Right. That makes sense. So
So there's like different types of like psychics so like you say gypsy shit like as if like they're the plebs of the psychics.
Gypsies are the ones who will like do a rando thing.
Okay.
And
okay.
Get you to come to them, and then they'll find your weak spot, and they'll be like, oh, the girl who got away, and then they'll be like, for $500 we can get her back. And they'll have you do crazy things and coming back every week and paying them $500. That's why, they have such a bad reputation.
Right.
Okay.
That I could look like a gypsy if I tried. I don't want to try. Like,
that's like straight up like light side, dark side in a way of the business world of doing that. I mean,
it's bad business for sure.
Yeah, that's why there's stigma on this, because wow, they've ruined it. I mean, they haven't ruined it because you're doing well, but I mean,
movies and TV ruin a lot of it, I think.
That's
Media
true.
is not helpful. I mean, so think about Caputo, Teresa Caputo, Long Island medium.
Yeah, I've heard.
So we have had producers talk to us about reality TV at different times and interview my family and things like that. And obviously they don't think I'm interesting enough, so that's fine. But my thing is when I talk to them, I'm like, I don't want to do randos on the street. And they're like, well, she does not, because those people have to sign a contract before they're filmed, or they can negotiate for more money.
Right. Of course.
I know. Sorry, guys. Everybody who's listening,
the illusion is torn.
Hey, that's good. I don't. That's bad business. Like you said, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, you can't be on a reality TV show without a contract. I couldn't go sit in the Oprah Winfrey studio without signing a contract.
Yeah,
and sit in the audience. I mean, if you've ever gone to a show like that, you have to sign all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Behave and blah, 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 blah. So, you can't just, like, be picked on TV in a produced show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because that I mean that makes a lot of sense because everything in the business world is cover your ass, and
Yeah.
Yes.
that's how you do it. So,
Right.
God dang, that's
Right.
amazing. So,
You can't walk into a tattoo shop and just say, I'm going to read you, and the camera crews follow. That is
yeah,
not how it happens.
yeah, definitely not. Which makes sense.
It does.
I
Yeah.
want to backtrack quite a bit actually, because there was one question I actually had. When you had said like when they talk to when you talk to the women and they don't want to talk to their dads, you say, but you have to talk to them or else no one else can come through.
Right. They'll cock block the door.
Really? So like for lack of better words, an analogy, it's kind of like a ticketing booth. That one person has to go through, finish their business.
Yeah. And a lot of times this is always interesting. Like I had a woman who lost her husband and her mom came through first. And she's like, like, don't waste my time with my mom. I'll talk to her.
Oh no.
Time. And I'm like, nope, mom's coming through. I got to bring her through. But the reason mom was coming through is to say, look, I have your husband with me. I'm mothering him from the other side.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
she's going to greet you at the door and be like, come through me first because I got.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
That happens all the time. And I'll see this look of disappointment as I'm bringing the first person through for them, and they're like, "Oh shit! Like this is not what I'm doing."
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
I can't fathom that. Like, I don't know. People have so much
Amazing.
hate towards somebody that's on the other side. Like,
Oh, there's a lot of people who are angry with their people on the other side. Oh, the biggest thing is they want them to apologize because they didn't give them what they thought they deserved in the will. Do you know how much of that I get?
wow. That's
I
sad.
was about to say right now, my grandmother and my grandmother's sister have been fighting for years about their sister's will. And they will not talk. They will not talk.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they thought they deserved something out of their sister's estate?
There was some stuff. I don't know all the details because it's very like one side is saying this and one side is saying this. I don't know all the details, but I do know that there was edits onto the will that weren't like signed off on by the court. So they're saying that the family wrote it in, and they're saying no, she was writing things in before she passed, and she didn't. So
she was a grown up and she knew how to do a will. And here's the thing. Did that grandma who passed away have children?
No.
Oh, so as far as I'm concerned, like if I died today or my brother died today, well, my brother doesn't have children, but if I died today, everything goes to my kids. That's just the way it is. Like, I don't give a shit. If anybody else has their hand out, screw you. And so I run into this lot where somebody's like, well, you know, my brother died and I didn't get anything out of his estate. And I'm like, oh my God, like children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. That would be me. I've got 3 kids, and so straight up, like
I'll basically give all of my like possessions to my kids, and then like I'm gonna have my body dissected to different limbs and then given to the rest of the family.
yeah.
This ass is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get Josh's ass.
Plumber boy, what's your first name? I forgot.
Nick.
Mario.
Nick. Mario. Yeah.
So I give people nicknames a lot. Like, I swear to God, I can't even help it. Nick, you have a son, correct?
I do.
And he looks just like you.
Oh my God, yes.
He has some speech issues.
No, he's actually like extremely talkative, and he's 2, and he's like
The issue is he talks too much.
he talks so well and so often.
Okay. I just get that he's going to be a handful.
He already is.
Yeah, that schools are going to be calling you, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of shit with him. But he's so good-natured. So good-natured.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like
he definitely
ask
is.
You also, I'm getting somebody in your generation who is past, Nick.
My generation?
Yes. And I feel like there was addiction. I feel like they let themselves slide down the drain.
Oh,
And it's a male.
If it's a male, man, if there is, we must have not been that close.
So why is he showing me this? Who was the rock star on Dr. Drew that was on the roof? You remember what I'm talking about, honey? He's dead now, right? Shifty. He reminds me of Shifty.
I don't even know who Shifty is.
I don't either. I don't either. It's driving me nuts.
O-Town?
That was the band he was in, I think.
O-Town? I thought it was a different band. Logan just saw him. Is Shifty dead or alive?
I think he's still alive.
Is he? Okay, he's still alive, I think, because Logan met him. What is it? Binzer.
Who?
You'll have to look it up. Shifty Binzer?
I will. I will have to look it up.
I'll look it over right now.
No.
Yeah, Josh, look it up. Yeah, I'm curious.
So this is a musician. And I feel like this guy reminds me either of the musician part of that or the hair or the look. And sorry, it took me a minute to get there. And I had to talk to the partner over there. But
real name is Seth.
Seth Binzer is his real name.
Hey, Josh, Discord me the photo because I already got our combo up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
He looks crazy.
Well, you heard me say who was the guy who was on the roof on Dr. Drew. That's how I remember him.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But this guy reminds me of that. Like his addiction, he was really strung out.
Man.
And I feel like I want to say Chris or something that sounds like Chris connected to him.
Oh, okay. Wow, they're trying to get to my brother. My brother's name is Chris, and he has
a friend who died.
He has had friends, plural, that have died from this.
One of them was a kid and played with the hose with him, so I feel like it's somebody from the neighborhood. The guy knew him from time.
I'm gonna definitely have to tell my brother because I was thinking like I didn't know very many people that had done drugs, period, at all, ever, let alone OD'd on something.
This guy's name could be Seth because that's Shifty's real name.
Okay.
Or he could just like look like there's something connected to Binzer.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Definitely gonna talk to my brother about this tomorrow.
Remember when I said you get like a weird picture in your head?
Yeah.
And that is one of the pictures I was picking up. My guides will give me a lot of signs and symbols and make me see things to say things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how that works.
So
that's so crazy cool.
I don't know how plausible it is to ask a question, but did they want to say something to my brother?
I feel like he's showing me childhood memories with your brother. I feel like your brother was a very grounding influence, like a good influence, and that this person pulled away from them and like isolated away from your brother. So okay. I feel like he's coming back to say, I was wrong, but I isolated because of my addiction.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah. That is, yeah. I'm going to definitely...
I know it's never who you expect.
Right? Yeah. Definitely not. Because I don't think I have ever met this person. Or, I mean, if they're childhood friends, maybe I've seen him a couple times or maybe I've met him a little bit, but it's...
Once I open the door, it's going to open for anybody to come through. And the door is shut until I decide to do a reading. So once I open that door, That's who was, and it's as I was talking to you about your son, he was just trying to get my attention.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
crazy in a good way.
Chris.
Yeah. And then, just saying Chris, like that's my brother's name. And yeah, in my generation, because my brother is only 4.5 years older than I am. So.
Is your brother's birthday in July?
No, it's in January. My birthday's in July.
Okay, because he just told me birthday in July.
Yeah, my birthday. Yep.
So that's just his way of confirming what we're talking about. He said birthday in July.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder, I wonder if his birthday was in July, or if it's because of mine. Mine is.
Just telling you, like, don't doubt this. There's a birthday in July. So yeah. They just showed me the calendar month of July with like a birthday cake.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I'm trying not to be speechless because I'm usually not speechless.
I mean, I think it's okay given the circumstances. It's
True. Yeah. Y'all need to call Jonna, like, and do a chat with her and just definitely.
Video chat like crazy right now during pandemic. So,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, if you come to my office, we wear masks because we have to.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
But this way, we don't have to wear a mask, and it feels weird to me to do. I've been video chatting so long; it doesn't feel weird at all.
Yeah, I mean,
of course not.
I'm gonna end up like being like your number one customer soon. I'm gonna be like, hey.
You can't. But you can't do it over and over again.
Oh, that's right. Damn it!
Just every now and then.
Stuff we can do, but I'd say twice a year. But
okay.
If you go on my page on Psychic Readings by Jonna the Happy Medium on Facebook, we just did a Facebook Live earlier, and it was so much fun because I always have a drink, I always have a bottle of something with me for my
absolutely.
And we do it on Monday nights at 5:00 Central. And I bring people into like a Zoom thing like this, and they can ask a question, and I pull cards for them.
Wow.
And that's totally free. Totally free.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just learned about screen sharing your Zoom onto your Facebook Live, which I did not know because I'm not a gamer.
Oh, right. I don't know how to do that.
Really?
I don't. I have no idea. I don't do like I play games.
You don't know how to do much.
Yeah, I don't know how to do much except for plumbing. Apparently, I bring it up.
It's super easy, and I did not know. And I asked all these IT people, and they're like, I don't know. And so then my daughter, who does, she doesn't know anything about IT, she's like, Mom, you hit the screen share button. And I'm like, It can't be that easy.
Oh.
It can't be that easy.
Sounds about right.
And it is that easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah. Do you like to watch like horror movies and like ghost movies and stuff?
No.
That brings up paranormal, stupid.
No, don't call him stupid.
We're mindless. We have to.
Because I am so empathic. It's like I'm talking to my kids now. Like, you're my son's age, so like.
It's okay. I am stupid.
Ignore me if I disappear momentarily. I'm gonna change this battery.
Yeah. We don't need you. Go away. No.
Scary movies are too much for me. They're like, I'm too much of an empath. I can't even watch anymore. Like, the thrillers where the little girl gets lost on the airplane and they're looking for her.
Yeah.
I get so worked up. Do you remember the movie Signs? You remember?
I love that movie.
So Signs like made me like I cried. I had to get up and walk around. I could not watch it because that little girl, and I was worried about the kids, and then there was the thing standing in the doorway, and I was just like over.
Oh
wow!
Wow! Yeah.
That's crazy.
That wasn't one of our prepared questions, but it just came to me, and I was like, movies. I mean, I've gotta know. Like and it makes sense though, because you tune into it, even if they're just acting. It's so real and vivid. I can see that. I love
watching Bravo and some housewives bitches fight. That makes
Yeah, that's
I love that. Like,
It's always the way to go.
I want to see them like go at each other. I don't know why I love it, but I love it.
My wife watches Little Women of LA and stuff. Like when all the little people start fighting, I watch. It's hilarious.
That's so funny. I never thought about watching that because we joke about midget porn all the time.
Yeah. It's the best. It's the best porn. It makes you feel bigger and everything.
So there is midget porn?
Oh, absolutely. There's all sorts of porn.
We are looking up some midget porn, honey.
yes.
We need to hashtag this episode midget porn.
Then I'll watch our numbers just skyrocket, but then they'll drop down because people are like, "What the fuck is this? This isn't what I want." Well, I mean, if they watch like the first 10 minutes, they'd be like, "This is actually not bad."
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but they just got to get through.
You can still hashtag midget porn just because we talked about it.
That's true. That's true.
Totally
Josh
will.
probably will now. Whenever he starts doing the social posts,
Absolutely.
he doesn't care. He'll do it. He'll do it. Absolutely.
Put my name next to midget porn. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're going to post this video on Pornhub too, titled Midget Porn with Medium.
Why have we not done that yet?
I'm only 5'1". Now that's getting a little too close to home.
Oh man, that's too funny.
You Google your name one day and it says midget porn after it, and you're like, oh my god, that video must be getting clicked on or something a lot because it's in the Google algorithm.
That's hilarious.
So I was looking up the other day for a medium reading, but midget porn came up. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, I love it.
It's so funny. We joke all the time about midget porn. That's like
That's awesome.
our inside joke. Yeah.
It's real. It's real. And I say that not because I know it. I've heard. Josh has told me. Josh has told me it's real.
No, I know the theory behind men who like midgets. I know why.
Oh wait, whoa. There's a theory.
Oh yeah, you don't know this?
No.
I have no
thought
idea.
all men knew this. It's they have those little tiny hands, and when they grab your, it looks bigger because their hands are so little.
Well, I do say it makes us look bigger. I didn't necessarily mean by their hands. I just meant their whole stature. Because, I mean, at that point, you're putting it in their ribs.
This is not where we were going with this whole interview, but this is fun.
Sorry.
Hey, this is what we do. This is what we do. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Every
this is
podcast I've done has been so different, and it's been so much fun with the different personalities that I've met.
I hope we've been the best one for you.
Oh my God, so much fun. I mean,
the other one's
yesterday about the housewives, because it was a housewife, it was reality podcast.
Right.
Which I could jump right into and talk about all that shit. So we had a ball too.
Oh, yeah.
But everything is also different, and I love it. Because I feel like I can talk to anybody about this stuff, and they're fascinated with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a win-win no matter where you go. That's incredible, especially when people are open to it. I mean, you got to be open to it. If somebody's just being a dick and just, that's no fun. But
yeah, when we got your email, I was like, oh, okay, let me look this person up. And I was like, dude, she's a medium. I was like, how cool is that?
I know, that's amazing.
Did I message you because because I was on that podcast group? And
you may have been talking to Nick at the time. I had no idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Josh recently.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Josh just recently started doing Facebook group, and I jumped into it kind of a while back. And I saw your posts, and I was like, we always want guests on here. Like, this is so fun. So I just said, like, we run a show called the Mindless Morning Show, and if you want to be on it, you can. And then you emailed. I left you the website link. Yeah.
Right. And I probably contacted, I don't know, 20 people. 20 people contacted me. It was overwhelming. I had to get a little note and put everybody's podcast in it. And it was crazy because I couldn't keep it all straight without writing down who to contact and what their names were. It was insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those groups, if you if people want to be a guest on there, even like other podcasters, like I could be like, hey, I run a podcast, I want to be a guest on yours, and then it'll just happen. Just everybody wants to just cross promote and help each other and just have fun. And
awesome.
That's what good community is all about, man.
I agree. I will say there's a lot of podcasts that have like a select niche, and we're kind of just everywhere. So I don't know. That's why I'm like anybody can be a guest, because everybody has something fun to talk about. It doesn't, it's not just us. I mean, I've got a dent in the back of my head from skateboarding. I talked about that, but other people have all sorts of other shit, so everybody's got something. So
everybody's got a story.
Exactly.
It's a story. It's just your job to pull it out of them at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I'm looking forward to, meeting more and more guests, is hearing all their stories, because everyone.
I'll send people your way. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love
That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
So we down to 5 minutes. Did you want to continue going for a little bit longer, or would you like to start wrapping it up?
I just want to remind people that they can come to my online groups. A ticket for an audience event is normally $35-ish. My online tickets are $10.
Nice.
$10
wow.
into an audience event with me online. So it's super cheap. Yeah, if you've never attended an audience event with a medium, this would be the opportunity to do it. So yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I am going to be.
You
are gonna get people from me, because my mom's side of the family, they are very open-minded to this stuff, and they will want to talk to you. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Where are you in Texas, Nick?
I am in Austin.
Okay, so that's
I'm actually
part of Texas.
I'm right outside of Austin. I'm in a little town called Pflugerville.
Okay, but Austin is known to be really open-minded compared to the rest of Texas, right?
Yeah, typically.
I mean, it's where the artists and everything is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So you probably grew up with more open-mindedness to things like this, for sure.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, because you get in some of those conservative areas, and people are not very open-minded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy how living in different places just brings out different things in people, and just absolutely crazy. So
atmosphere has everything to do with your upbringing. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
wow.
I must say, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on our show. It's
been awesome.
It's been great talking to you. It was such a fun time, and I hope we were the best podcast that you.
I'll tell you what. You guys put together a Zoom group, get your listeners on, and I'll come on and do readings sometime.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, they would like that.
Yeah.
They would love that.
Let me know. You can promote it to your audience, and we'll do a Zoom group like this and bring in 20 other people, and I'll choose people and do readings.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get the ball rolling on that, and we'll definitely. But we also want you to make money too. So we're gonna make sure that we push it to people to come see you independently and to do things. And
don't worry. I would give up an hour and a half of my time to do a fun Zoom group with you. That would be fun.
And for anyone listening or watching, in the description, we will have all the links so that you can find her, you can get in contact with her, and you can find out if your future sucks or if it's awesome.
Or just come with me on Mondays on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're going to put that in the description. We're going to put every single thing we can in the description for you, because this has been awesome, and we definitely want to see you continue to just grow and.
Thank you. Yeah, midget porn.
Going.
Yes, midget porn all the way.
Hashtag midget porn.
So thank you again.
So fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come back on and shoot the shit with us about literally anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be about being a media. It could be about anything.
I have so much I could talk to you guys.
Yeah. If you just want to come on and drink some whiskey, we'll totally do it.
I'm in.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you
Have
again,
a great day.
everyone. That was Jonna Kay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look into my gazing ball and tell you your future. Your future is...
We're all gonna die! No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!